The Bible says, "Ye shall not run." Oh, wait a minute, verse. Leviticus. My bad. Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. Leviticus 18:22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. The video is entitled God's Law versus Esau Laws. God's Law versus Esau Laws. God's Law versus Esau Laws. He said he wouldn't have you catch your pearls before swine. Sometimes, no matter what you show the white man, it's not for them. They not gonna. It's almost like you walking down the streets and you got all this money on you. Say you got $10,000 on you. Somebody come up and rob you. When they rob you, no matter what you do, you can do everything they tell you to do. You can cooperate with them and do everything. No matter what you say, what you do, there ain't nothing that's gonna stop them from killing. They still take the money and still kill you, in spite of what you do. It's like you actually got people out here that really know the truth, that really know. They know it's wrong, but they will still kill you for saying it. Just like that old white man, so-called whoever behind the scene with a photo or whatever, made came on here and made threats and stuff like that You know what I mean? A real gangster ain't got to tell you what they're gonna do. If you're gonna do it, then you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna make it. They move in silence. A real gangster moves in silence. They don't tell you what they're gonna do. You know. Yeah, that's what a real gangster do. Real gangster ain't got to say a goddamn thing. And the problem with people is they not really reading properly. They're not reading context properly. So they just throw all kinds of fucked up ass comments in the damn thing and don't do their damn research. They're too damn emotional. And that's what the white man did. America they don't love God. They don't care nothing about the truth. They don't care nothing about the Bible. They don't care nothing about none of that. They don't give a damn. All they care about is they promoting homosexuality and lesbo and all that. That's righteousness to them. They don't care. And when you talk about it, they'll kill you. Yeah. Because it's their culture. It ain't right. Right is not in Esau, the white man. Right is not in them. Psalms 19 verse Psalms 19 verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, make his wise and simple. He didn't say make you educated, because God ain't dealing with that. God ain't. You can have a man-made white man's education and still be stupid. You can still be, if you ain't got the Most High's wisdom and his understanding, his knowledge, you ain't shit. Just a bottom line. And see me, I'm just gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell it like it is, and that's what it's gonna be. If you ain't it, you just ain't it. If you evil demonic Caucasian, then that's what you is. It is what it is. Just embrace it. It is what it is. You can't, ain't nothing you can do about that. It's just what it is. You can't change. You can't change. Just like you can't change man. I was born a man. I can't change myself and make myself a woman. What the fuck I look like? You realize how dumb that is? That's fucking dumb. It's dumb. Why would you want to change something that you already is? Because you wake up one day, you born a man. I feel like I'm a woman. That don't make no damn sense. Look what the Most High said about that being gay. It says in Deuteronomy, Leviticus 18:22, thou shalt not lie with mankind. The Bible says thou shalt not. He didn't say that you should or it's okay. He said, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. Neither should thou lie with any beast. Black folks and Hispanic and Native American people, our people are doing that. We don't do that. You know what I mean? We like dogs. I like dogs. I like animals, but I like them in their place. They belongs outside in a way. But you know, you got some about people bring them on the inside of the house, of course. When I was like about 13 years old, I used to think that I would want an animal in my house and stuff like that. But the problem with those, you'll be cleaning up a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to mimic it, mimic. I can't even say that word right. But it's nothing wrong with having animals. They God's creation. You know what I mean? But the problem is when you go to doing destructive things with it and stuff like that, that's where the Most High have a problem at. You know what I mean? Animals are animals, and you know what I'm saying? The Bible tells you, neither should I lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Most High say that shit is confusion. It's confusion. Being a homosexual, that's confused. That's confusing the children, the Black, Hispanic, Native American children. How you think that's gonna fuck them up? Talking about, well, you giving them a choice. No, it's still wrong. Just because you choose to do something, that doesn't make it right. And everybody trying to make it right, it's contrary. What's good about that? Because in the end, you're gonna pay a pipe for it. Why do you think people get AIDS? Is that a good thing to catch AIDS? Think about it. Just ask yourself this question: Is it a good thing to catch AIDS? Why is people catching AIDS? Do you think it's good to die of AIDS? Is it good to have full-blown AIDS and die of full-blown AIDS? That's why the Most High says abstain from immoral acts, because you're protecting yourself from all the diseases and the germs that come in the world. I don't want to die of no damn AIDS. I don't. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20. Let's start Leviticus 19 and 29. Leviticus 19:29. It says, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom. That means whoring around, and the land become full of wickedness. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Regard not them that has familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Wizards, like magic, it's supposed to be something like magic spells or something. Let's look it up. Let's get it. What is the definition of wizards? A legend and fairy tale, a man who has magical powers. Yeah, that's the same thing. I think I had it right. What is the real meaning of wizards? A person who practices magic or sorcery. Sorcery is witchcraft. Symptoms, diver. Okay. Necromancers, enchanter, conjurer, jogger. Also wins a person of amazing skills, accomplishment, a wizard. Okay, hold on. Let's stick with this one right here. Necromancer. Let's look up the definition of necromancer. What is a necromancer? A necromancer is a practitioner of magic, necromancer who communes with the dead. Okay, necromancer. Most High said don't even mess with that. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. How do you prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore? See, America, and see, that's why they got the name America, because you can be in and everything over here. You know they got some countries like them, like Arab countries and stuff. They will they will kill you for being a homosexual in some parts of the world. You know, yeah, yeah, they will kill you. America, that's all they promote over here. That's why everybody say this is the land of the free, or the land of this and that, because hey, in Esau's kingdom and his laws, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be in the Christian church. You can do what you want to do. You can do any and everything. They don't give a damn. They don't give a fuck. You can do whatever you want and say something about it now. They're gonna threaten the shit out of you. You make videos, they'll come in your live and see what you're talking about, and then they'll turn around and write it in the comment section. They'll say some sarcastic, dumb shit, or they'll say some what you call that. They'll just try to just troll you in the comments, and say all kind of dumb ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, I just fixed me some bean pies the other day, or some shit. They say any motherfucking thing because they don't like what they really mean is they don't like what you're saying. Because it's true. If it's true, it's true. If the shoe fit, wear the motherfucker. A necromancer is a particular magic necromancer who communes with the dead historically for the divination, foretelling the future, but famously and fantastically for remitting core past into ending undead servants like zombies or whatever. I hope I said that right. And skeletons, why ancient skeletons. Skeletons is that that's why I say, man, you ain't supposed to be celebrating no damn so-called Halloween. What the fuck you celebrating damn demons, man? Skeletons, why ancient use in focusing on spirit communication for knowledge, modern pop culture, especially from games like Dungeons are dangerous and emphasize controlling the dead and manipulating life and death energy. That's what a necromancer is. A necromancer is somebody that have the skills of holding intercourse or communication with the dead, with spirits. All that stuff is associated with witchcraft. The Most High said that his people should not be involved in that. That's why he said in Leviticus 19:1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all of the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I am the Lord your God, am holy. See that? That's the first thing. What does the word holy mean? The word holy just simply means to be separate. It means to be separate. You're different. You're not the same as the other nation. We're not supposed to be living like them heathens. We shouldn't be living like heathens. Heathens is somebody that's not an Israelite. That's a non-Israelite. That's what a heathen is. A heathen is somebody that lives outside of the will of the Most High. A heathen is somebody that does not believe in God. A heathen is somebody that don't believe in the Bible. That's what a heathen is. Yeah. It says, yeah, I'm telling the truth. Divination, the original purpose of seeking knowledge from the spirits for guidance are to know the future. That's talking about what I was talking about, the necromancers and all that stupid shit. Reorientation, calling bodies back to some balance of life as undead servants, a modern fantasy. Step life, death, magic, manipulating life, focusing, creating undead, or even healing by borrowing energy. Dark and forbidden magic, often considered to a darker taboo from the source due to its connection to the dead. Yeah, all that stuff. The Most High said, don't get involved in that type of stuff, man. That's what the Most High said. All this stuff is associated with witchcraft. somebody want to be with the same thing as them, as a male, whatever, they go and they can get down and go do that necromancers or do that necromancer, like getting involved with them sorcerers and calling up the dead and all that type of stuff. The Most High said, don't get it. He told Israel over and over in the Bible. That's why a lot of time they went into captivity, because of practicing that type of stuff. Yeah. Leviticus 18, let me reiterate Leviticus 18:22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. See that? Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. Before we was born, before we even hit the land, before you even whatever, he said all these nations he cast out before we came on the scene. He did all these things to our ancestors and stuff like that. Ye shall, verse 26 of Leviticus 18, ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgment, and shall not commit any of these abominations. Neither shall any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourn amongst you. Now, when it talks about the strangers, there are two different types of strangers in the Bible. There's the Israelite strangers, and there is the strangers of the other nation. You see what I'm saying? There's two different types. The Gentile strangers, which are Israelites, that means they became strangers in the day when they left the Most High and started keeping doing and practicing all this other stuff. You become strangers. You're acting like a non-Israelite. You're acting like heathens. You know what I mean? But that's who it's talking to. It's not talking about the strangers, the natural born strangers. So let's read this here. I think I read it already. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13 and see what would happen and what's going to happen if you and I worship and do these and practice these things. You see what I'm saying? I'm not telling you nothing that I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you something and I'm not living in it myself. I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna even. I'm gonna let you know that now. Hell no. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start before I start reading the Bible. I'm gonna start just letting people know what's up. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 22. Ye shall wait. Okay, wait, no. Verse Leviticus 20 and verse 13. The Bible said, if a man also lie, let's start at verse 12. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion, their blood shall be upon them. Verse 13, the Bible said, if a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. That means disgusting. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Most I said, you're gonna be put to death. How you can be put to death? It don't have to all the time be with a gun or somebody shooting you or whatever. You can go out there and sleep with the same people like yourself, and you can end up, they can give you something. You can catch AIDS and get full-blown AIDS, and you can die. That's what that means. You'll be put to death. That means that'll be your judgment. Yeah. Let's go over here to the other scriptures over here in Genesis chapter 9 and verse see that and all of God's law versus Esau law. Now look what it said. You're going to be put to death. Now it goes to the white man, how the white man, the so-called white man, kills our people, and this is what's going to happen to him for doing what he did. And it was prophesied in Genesis way before our time. This was way before Moses. The Bible said, whoso sheddeth man's blood. Now, this is Moses went back and he wrote Genesis, but Moses didn't even exist during this time. But according to Genesis chapter 9 and verse 6, the Bible said, whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For the image of God made he man. Yeah. So, and you go over to Leviticus 20 and verse 13. Let's reiterate that reading. It said, if a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Most High says, it's gonna happen to you if you commit. If we doing these things, he said we're gonna be put to death. That means you're gonna die. You're gonna die from it, however how it happened. He knows how you're gonna get that judgment. Leviticus chapter 1. Romans chapter 1, verses 20. Let's see here. Let's start at verse 22. Let's start at verse 21. Romans 1 and 21. Because when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. Foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. You're a fool. When you can be educated and can still be a fool. Watch this. And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to the corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Therefore, God gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own flesh. To lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. The lust of their own flesh, to dishonor their. How can you dishonor your own body? Watch this. Between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie. That's why he said in Romans 3 and 4, he said, I think I'm saying it right. Hold on here. Let me make sure. Romans 3 and verse 4. God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar. You ain't gonna tell the truth. All right, let's go back on and say it. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. That means they mind. Who changed the truth of God unto a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. Esau, the so-called white man, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection. For even their women did change the natural use unto that which is against nature. What is against nature? What is the natural use of a woman? The natural use of a woman is to want to have a child. The natural use of a man is to be sexually attracted to a woman. The natural use of a woman is to be sexually attracted to a man. That's how he ordained it. That's what he said. And likewise, now let me ask you this here. The Bible says that he told man is to be fruitful and multiply, right? God told man to be fruitful and multiply, right? Okay. Let's say if two people of the same thing get down, you know what I mean by getting down. Does that stop life, or do you create life? Does it stop life, or does it create life? I don't know. YouTube might have disabled the comments or what. I don't know what the hell in that. Maybe that's a new thing they got going on with, Likewise, also, the men leaving the natural use of the woman. Men leaving the natural use of the woman. The natural use of a man is to want to be attractive and be with a woman. But burning in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense. Recompense means a payback, or your ass gonna get a punishment for it. That's what the recompense means. payback or reward for you reap what you sow, and of their error, which was me. Even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness. That's why the so-called white man in the comments came in here and went to saying all the shit he was saying, talking about boxing this and boxing that, and all like, what the fuck does that mean? Like wickedness, that's wickedness. He wicked. That's why they speak like that. The evil, the wicked gonna speak like that. Wickedness, covetousness, maliceness, full of envy, murder, debate. That's what I was talking about right there. Murder, debate. You don't have to waste your time trying to debate somebody over something, because the wicked ain't gonna never understand this. And so why would you waste time trying to debate somebody who don't understand? You wasting time trying to debate somebody who don't understand this word. So why in the hell would you waste your time trying to look what it says, being full of envy, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, malices, full of envy, murder, and debate. That's what I was talking about. You don't have to waste your time debating people in the comments. You don't waste your time debating somebody. It's a waste of motherfucking time. So why would you waste your time debating somebody that you, what's the purpose of it? You ain't doing nothing but making, I wouldn't be doing nothing but making myself look stupid. That's all. And be clowned and be made fun of. That's it. So why would you waste your time, the time you wasting debating somebody who it ain't for? No way. You can be, I can be wasting my time giving that truth to somebody that really need it. Not wasting my time and give it to somebody who really need it, just like me. It helped me. Somebody spoke to me. Now just imagine if they didn't sit down and teach me what the right way or whatever, and they'd have been arguing and debating somebody else, I wouldn't have had a chance to know this truth. Why? Because they wait there. I ain't got, if they'd kept it to themselves, oh man, I ain't doing that because when people attack me in the comment section, man, I'm not giving it to nobody else. I wouldn't be where I am right now if the brothers didn't take time to sit me down and tell me the truth. Because they were worried about or thinking about what other people were saying in the comments. They were worried about and thinking about what other people think of them. So thanks to them that I learned the information through the Most High, putting the spirit upon them to teach me this truth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If they wouldn't have, I wouldn't be where I am right now if those brothers wouldn't have took the time to tell me and open up the Bible and teach me and break these things down. And they'd have been wasting time debating the so-called white man, just debating them and doing all this. That's a waste of time. You can take that time and give it to the people that really need it. So it really was a help to me. If it wasn't for that, the brothers taking out the time with me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. If my mother didn't take the time to walk with me and show me the right way, I wouldn't be where I am right now. If she'd have been thinking and worried about what other people gonna think of her. She didn't worry about and think about what other people was gonna think of her. She just told her son the truth. She told all her children the truth. Not just me, my other brothers and my other sister, my sister and my other brothers. And also her grandkids. My mother did that. My father instilled something. He just told me you need to pick up your Bible and read it. That's the only thing I got out of my father. And then that's when that same year he had died. He died of lung cancer. That was in the year 89 when he died. Yeah, he was 43 years old. I remember it like yesterday. Because he smoked cigarettes. But he told me, said, I was showing him Walt Disney stories that I was listening to and I was into and stuff. And it was cartoon stories and all that 100 and Dalmatian and Cinderella's stuff. He said, you need to get your Bible and read it. That's the only thing I remember him saying. So I thank God for that. Now, if he'd been worried about what other people was thinking, this was way before the internet, though. This was like back in 89. I was 15 in 89. If he would have been worried about what other people was thinking and just say, I ain't telling them, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't have that memory of him telling me that. If he'd have been wasting his time and just said, well, I'm gonna keep it to myself and I'm not gonna even say that. I'm just gonna keep all this to myself. I'm not going to tell him need to get a Bible and read it. That lets me know he has some kind of spiritual connection. He has some kind of connection with the Most High. For him to say that. You know? So if the Israelite brothers will waste their time, or if they've been wasting their time saying, no, I'm not going to tell Clarence nothing about this truth. I'm not going to tell this brother nothing here, the one that's talking now. I'm not doing that no more, man, because these people around here, they attacking me too much, and they get on my nerve. I'm just going to give up. I wouldn't be where I am right now. But because they didn't worry about what people was going to think and say or whatever, they went on here, and by the grace of the Most High, it got me to where I am right, especially through my mother. You know, she gave me what she knew in her day and stuff, because I didn't know the truth. She didn't know all of the truth, but she did the best she could, and her best is the very best. So through having all them different inspirations in my life, if they would have been worried about thinking about what other people was thinking, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't understand as much as I do right now. So maybe God did it for a reason. Maybe God might have disabled the comment section. I don't know. Maybe they YouTube probably got a new thing going on with them. They probably just did it. You know, you just never know. And which it's a good thing. Can it be a good thing? Yeah, because you wasting time. You ain't because you wanted it. You did it. You know, ain't did nothing, but you know, maybe the Most High. That's God. Ain't nobody but God. God just come to your defense. You know, He realized certain people ain't making sense. God will just have something to do with it and make them go in a lunge in another direction. So the video is entitled, I didn't get a chance to talk about Esau's law, but Esau's law is dealing with all kinds of wickedness and stuff. That's why I said in Psalms 19 verse 7, he said the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The so-called white man's laws, they are not perfect. They are corrupt. So I'm gonna go ahead on and get up out of here. And the video is entitled, say it one more time, God's law versus Esau laws. I'm out.